Biafrans has been reacting differently on ethnic cleansing going on in Biafra land. An economic crisis also deepens as inflation rocks across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for joining us on BTV Europe. I am Ada Jovister Chichi. We are going to take a look at the happenings in Biafra land and also in Nigeria in general. But before the analyst will be joining us, let us take a look at IPOB press release. IPOB press release, 15th of June 2024. Indiscriminate arrest and detention of Abia youths by murderous army and ethnic cleansing agenda against Ndibo, IPOB. The movement and worldwide family of the indigenous people of Biafra, led by the indomitable leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, condemns the indiscriminate arrest of innocent civilians in Abia State because of the malicious murder of Igbo soldiers at Obikabia Community Junction on 30th of May 2024. The continuous intimidation, illegal arrest, torture, and forceful disappearance of Igbo youths by the Nigerian army is part of an ethnic cleansing agenda against Ndibo. After the false flag operation that led to the killing of 5 Nigerian soldiers at Obikabia military checkpoint, Aba, on 30th May, hundreds of Abia youths have been abducted by the unprofessional Nigerian army, sweeping the city and arresting innocent people in the name of falsely looking for IPOB and ESN operatives is a cover-up against investigation into the slain soldiers incidents. IPOB and ESN are not murder of the soldiers. It is unfortunate that the Nigerian army are belittling themselves internationally because of their hatred they have against Ndibo. No amount of false flag operations and blackmail will make IPOB retreat in the quest for Biafra independence. The Nigerian government and the Nigerian army knew very well that the attack and murder of the soldiers was a false flag operation by the Nigerian army. IPOB intel have revealed that the agreed Fulanese kidnappers dislodged by the demolition of shanties at the Lokpanta cattle market colluded with some Fulanese in military command at Aba carried out the false flag operations on May 30th during Biafra Heroes Day. In order to create confusion among Ndibo and Fulanese in the Abia State Military Command, deployed only Igbo soldiers and few Christian soldiers from the Middle Belt region to the marked military checkpoints for these particular purpose. The soldiers were sacrificed for the false flag operation to blackmail IPOB and create an opportunity for the army to invade Abia State. We challenge the Nigerian army to show the world the record of the results of the investigation that showed and records that show the posting of soldiers that day. Let the world see that they destroyed only Ndibo in Nigerian army and decide to accuse IPOB ESN for the attack and murder of the soldiers at the Obikabia military checkpoint on 30th May. The murderous Nigerian army murdered their fellow soldiers just to blame this innocent IPOB and ESN movement. The Nigerian army was on a mission to eliminate a large number of Igbo people and Christian soldiers. In that way, it will be easy for their jihadist and terrorist brothers to fulfill the Osman and Fodio agenda of deepening the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. The governor of Abia State should be careful not to fall into the trap of using the false flag operation to set himself against Abia citizens. Permitting the indiscriminate illegal arrest of his fellow citizens will damage his already earned admiration. Governor Alex Oti must be careful of working with retired General Ihe Jirika, who will turn him against the people to destroy his political ambition. Abia State must not be turned into a war zone as a result of false flag operations that the Nigerian army has adopted to justify the invasion of Abia State. The Nigerian army and their aggrieved Fulanis at Lokpanta want to divert Abia State governor's attention from their malicious agenda. Governor Alex Oti must not allow himself to focus on fighting IPOB and ESN while the Fulani terrorists and Nigerian military perfect their strategy to destabilize his government. Dr. Alex Oti should look beyond the false flag operation that led to the death of the soldiers at Obikabia military checkpoint, but be careful with his political adversaries before they led him astray. Indiscriminate illegal arrest of Abia State citizens by the Nigerian army is targeted at putting him against the citizens. IPOB therefore calls on Nigerian army and Abia State governor to release all the illegal abducted innocent citizens. The Nigerian army is using intimidation and indiscriminate arrest to force Biafran youths to flee from their communities so that the imported Fulani terrorists invade our communities without resistance. Igbo leaders should stop allowing the massacre of our youth for political correctness when other ethnic leaders are protecting their youths. If propagandist Nigerian army thought using false flag operations to blackmail IPOB and ESN would deter us from defending Biafra land against jihadists and terrorists, they are wasting their time. IPOB and ESN remain resolute and unshakable. Signed, Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. Wonderful people of Biafran and viewers all over the world, I still remain Ada Jovister Chichi, joining us in the studio to analyze today's program is Mazi. Mazi, you are welcome to the studio. Kindly introduce yourself to our viewers and great Biafrans all over the world.
What Chichi, I thank you so much for bringing me to this very wonderful program today, being the 16th day in the month of June 2024. From here, it is good morning because I'm joining you here from South America, so we are still on morning time. Great Biafrans and lovers of freedom, my name remains Lionman. You are comrade, you are brother, and a proud IPOB member as well. I want to seriously seize this opportunity to thank every Biafrans that participated and they make it a very viable one on the 30th of May this year. The honor and the importance of sacrifice of our past heroes and those who have died in this very struggle. So I thank every Biafrans worldwide. I say, may Chuko Kikabiama continue to bless us and strengthen us because the journey we are into is a terrible and a very difficult one. We know that we do not think that it's going to be easy before we join this very movement to for Biafra total independence. Thank you and God bless you, Wanda.
Thank you, Mazi. You're welcome. From here, it is good afternoon. Mazi, before we take up so many discussions that may be arising from the just read IPOB press release, let us quickly look at this news that has been making round Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, on and off social media. Let's quickly take a look at that. And the news is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, escaped from DSS custody in Abuja with the case filed. Mazi, how truth is this news?
Okay, Wanda Chichi, let me tell you something regarding to that particular rumor. Going, actually, it's a rumor. There's no fact on that because those who understand how DSS structure in Nigeria, we understand that even ant, as smallest as ant is, cannot escape from DSS. Talk less of a huge human being. And if I record vividly, or if Biafrans can record as well, in 2022, such news, such rumors was trend as well, where they were putting plans to poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 2022. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was towards July 2022. This kind of news surfaced 2022, which they said they took him to hospital in India. He escaped. I don't know how many of you remember because I do keep record of all these things. So if such news is coming up again, that means there is a plan. They have come up with plan either to eliminate him there. So what they do is this: they pay because that news was not coming from the main Nigerian mainstream media. It was coming from, I think, one of the blogger. I forgot the name. I forgot the name. I think they used to pay them. They pay them to dish out the news so that to see the reactions of IPOB. That is the strategy they are using. So when they dish out the news, they see that we don't buy to that false propaganda. You see them, they will back down again and search for another method. Nigeria state is good in using different method against IPOB. So and maybe they forgot that they have used this kind of method in 2022. They forgot because they don't keep record of their lies and their propaganda. So because of their desperate, they keep on making mistakes. Their desperation always lead them to make huge mistakes. So that is it, and I don't think any Biafran should take such propaganda serious. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mazi. This is to say that probably Nigerian government or DSS paid some illegal news outlets to dish out some fake news just to know what our reaction should be. Or does that mean that there is something that the DSS or Nigerian government is cooking up about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Could it be seen at that angle?
Yes. Am I coming out clearly? Because I see
Loud and
some.
clear.
Okay. Yes, there is something they are cooking. Anytime they have met with some Igbo political leaders, they will give them some idea. like this news you see now, the additional is to divert our attention on what happened of the crime they committed in Aba by murdering our brothers who are serving in Nigerian army. So these are the major strategy they have put in place to divert attention, because when they know that we focus on this to find out the truth and showcase the truth to the world of what trade or what happened, what conspired in Aba, so they will find something to divert our attention. And I must say this thing openly to all Biafrans worldwide. You see, we should stop buying on or dangling into some news that is out from Nigeria. Anything concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being escaped from DSS dungeon in Nigeria is a false news and a strategy or method of diverting our attention from the main issue. So that is all I have to tell.
And I believe that Nigerian DSS and Nigerian government should know by now that if anything eventually happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that it is going to be a different game with Biafrans. Thank
Exactly.
you. And that takes us to the next news. On Twitter, we saw the Ohaneze Youth Council saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing the most violation of fundamental human rights in the world. Mazi, what do you say to that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu having been kidnapped in Kenya in 2021 and he has been brought down to Nigeria and has been held incapacitated by the Nigerian DSS. What do you think about what the Ohanese Youth Council is saying?
Yes, Ohaneze Youth Council coming out to speak out. And this is what we expect from them, to be bold enough to speak out when the injustice is being leashed on anybody, like IPOB normally do. In as much that most of them does not agree on our own ideology of Biafra total freedom. That does not also uh, prevent them of speaking the truth when the truth is necessary to be dish out. And I thank them for this time around. They have once again aired their voice towards the injustice that's been meted on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to date. And one thing again is the world knew that Nigeria is not a respecter of fundamental human rights of anybody. Nigeria violates fundamental human rights. Look at the citizens of Nigeria. Take a look at their citizens. They deny them all the social amenities. This also among the violation of fundamental human rights of persons. And the way Nigeria army and the soldiers always go to the street to harass their own citizens is not done anywhere in the world. So what Ohanes Zendibo youth describe what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, is going through is not something of surprise to us, because we know that Nigeria is the champion in these terms of violation of fundamental human rights.
Well done for your contribution. Nigerian government is not just a violator of fundamental human rights alone, but also a government and a country that does not obey its own law. Because if Nigeria is a country that obeys fundamental human rights or its own law, Mazen Nandekano should have been let out of the dungeon by now, because it has been ruled by the court of law that Mazen Nandekano is discharged and acquitted. But these same people stayed execution, and after all said and done, the Federal High Court said it that he's the way he's been extraordinary rendition from Kenya is illegal, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail, but he was saving his life because there was evidence of how many people that were killed in his hometown of Afarukwebe the day he was trying to save his life. And yet, these same people, I remember that the former president said that he has nothing to say in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that let the court give its verdict, and the court has done that. And this same government is still keeping the man in DSS dungeon, and that will take us to our next discussion. Mazi, since 30th, we have been witnessing the happening in Biafra land, and that is to ethnic cleansing that is going on in Biafra land, because we have seen the videos of old women, old men, little girls, young men, all our youths being taken away every day by the Nigerian army. Mazi, is there any way you can relate what the army is doing in Biafra land today to ethnic cleansing, and to also to disrupt the good governance of the governor of Abia State, Governor Alex, or Dr. Alex Oti?
Yeah, thank you, Nwada. Listening to me, the issue of Abia State incident on the 30th of May this very year that led to the killings of our beloved brothers serving in Nigeria Army with a few Christians from the middle belt. If you check properly how these very armies were deployed on Opikabia Junction, you, as even a baby of 2 or 5 years, can see the finger. They can easily see the handwriting on the board of what transpired in that particular incident. You see, it's a very deep matter. Obikabia Junction incident is a very deep matter that we all need to not allow such matter to be swept under the carpet. You see, what is going on today, trying to, uh, you know, to unleash mayhem on the youth of Abia and the people of Abia. To me, and to the leadership of this very movement, is unacceptable to me, or unacceptable to any reasonable person as well who reason properly. You see, when I saw what took place on that very incident, let me begin from the video. Let me begin. That's why I tell you, that's why I said it's a very deep matter that we need to analyze line by line, badge by badge, for the world to understand what really happened, for those who haven't understand. Let me begin from the video that captured that particular incident. You see, as someone who is good in security, you see, I am kind of engaged in security matters. If you see how that particular SUV was coming, the SUV, if it is attack carried out by non-state actor, that is a way common criminals always operate. They don't dare them drive that because maybe people they are coming to approach are armed. The armies are fully armed in that junction. Underline that very one. If you watch the video that captured the incident, you will see that the person that made the video was hired, already informed on what is going to happen on that very spot. Go back and watch the video. That is why the Nigerian state, the Nigerian army, they flagged down that particular video, then deleted it from their own platform. Go to the platform of Nigerian army, you will see that they later pulled down that particular video. Do you know? Can you ask yourself why did they pull down that particular video? Because because when most of us made analysis of that video, they quickly went back and put that video down. So what should be our question is, who is that person that filmed that particular incident? If you watch the SCV when it was coming, the camera person has been standby, and the SCV came into that spot very slowly. If you watch the incident very slowly, they came down and the camera captured them coming down from the SCV, then open fire. Do you see? Immediately they caught them, they open fire immediately. The camera captured everything. That to show you that this is a state-sponsored killing, and the people behind this thing are not far away by micro few politicians from Abia State and the Imo. I may definitely tell you that the hand of Imo State governor is in this, and some other micro few APC members in Abia State. Why is that? Why you ask? Why must them act this way to murder their own personnel who is serving under Nigeria Army? Because there is no other way they can do it. This is a plan. They want to leash mayhem on Abia State to stop the rapid development and the agenda of Dr. Alex Oti going on in Abia State. I am not here to support any politician. I'm here for the movement and the total freedom of people of Biafra. But what I'm saying, I am making a reference on what transpired in that particular place and what the evidence of things that we have seen going on in Abia State. Most of these guys, they are not happy, and they know that IPOB have been campaigning for people to come down to Eastern region for their investment to be secured. Because investment that have been put down in Lagos are not secured because of agenda of Shetima. Because Shetima is the introducer of Igbo businesses being destroyed in Lagos and the houses being demolished. This is what he introduced to Tinubu, and unfortunately, Tinubu bought the idea and transferred the policy to the state to the Lagos State governor. So, what am I saying here? The incident, take it to expert. Take that video to CIA. Take that video to FBI. Take that video to European Security Council. Take it anywhere you want to take that video to. The people who have seen that video, the experts who have seen that video, knew that was carried out by Nigerian government themselves. So what baffles me is when this thing happened, I think we have experts. Nigerians have experts. But you can see now that even the media, the experts that are supposed to come out and speak boldly on the foul play they have perceived in that video, everybody is silent because media is the people's voice. Since the media has been bought over in Nigeria, then that means they have buried Nigeria. They have buried Nigeria from all angles. Nigerians have been buried. Nobody is speaking again. Nobody is saying, trying to save the masses. And you look at it, not only that, when this thing happened, they did not investigate. The following day, they went into action by killings, going people's houses, boxing into people's houses, killing and disappearing persons in that particular state. Just to tell you that they have this agenda already with them. Have you seen anywhere in the world where uniformed men go into action without investigation? Before you go into action, there must be a proper investigation on this incident. Okay, let me take it from example. There are something that happened here. Some group of bad guys here, police went and mount this what we call this drum somewhere, surveillance drum somewhere. This happened in this happened this year in this Brazil. I think that was February. So they capture how those boys operate with rifles, how they operate in their ghetto. Then some few police officers, they send them for a mission. One of them, unfortunately, was gunned down. One of them was unfortunately was gunned down. Upon all the evidence that is on board, these people never go to that ghetto because that ghetto, other people live there, other normal people live there because that is a very cheaper area. All the whole developed world have it. People that live in a cheaper area. They did not go there, start burning people's houses, start killing innocent people. What did they do? They take their time to investigate the people that is involved in the crime going on in that particular ghetto. And they are beginning to capture them one after the other. Even some of them, they capture them on Mexico border. Most of them, they capture them on Argentina border where they are leaving this country, where they want to escape outside the country. They begin to pick them. Now I ask, why is Nigeria, anything that concerning the eastern region, why is Nigeria are so desperate to kill? This is the question that every meaningful person should be asking. Why are they desperate always to kill? This is a very deep question. And nobody's asking this question. And not only that, a Fulani son somewhere in Europe came out to claim the responsibility. The video evidence is there, the Twitter evidence is there. Is it because of he's a Fulani? Is it because he's a Fulani? Nobody is untouchable? This is why you see this it what questioning. So when somebody have already claimed the responsibility, why going on arrest of innocent people? Why going on killings of innocent people? Not only innocent people, old women being being forced to sit on the floor. I saw a picture of old woman sitting on the floor. I saw a picture of an old man sitting on the floor. Is that kind of pictures we saw on the people that are sitting on the ground? Is those picture of those kind of people that came down from that SUV? The answer is no. So the question here, the matter here is there is conspiracy to stop people coming down to the east since they have been rejected in the west, rejected in the north. There's a conspiracy to stop them, to frustrate them of coming to invest in a place where their businesses can be secure. There is a conspiracy to stop development that is going on in Abia. There is a conspiracy to install a bad governance in Abia State. This is all I can tell you for now.
Does that not have anything to do with ethnic cleansing?
It's part of the ethnic cleansing. That's what I'm talking about. The killing. What is the meaning of killing? Killing an innocent people. Is it not part of the program of ethnic cleansing? That's the part of the program.
Mazi, it is amazing that you see Nigerian army or the security agencies invading communities, picking people randomly, disappearing the youths, and without taking them to the court of law. Mazi, is that to say that Nigeria is already in anarchy?
Yes, yes. What happens in Nigeria is go and make a research. Nigeria Constitution say that the governor of the state is the chief security officer of the state. Is in Nigeria Constitution. But today, you and I can easily say that that particular constitution has been destroyed. That particular article has been destroyed. One, do you know that army officers can operate or go on mission on a state without the chief, without the commissioner for security of that particular state know anything about it? I'm asking you one. Do you know it happens in Nigeria?
That's what we witness in Nigeria.
Okay, because one, it happens to is it Cross River governor a few years ago when he came out openly said that he has a group of army he give order to not do something, but those people say that so person sent them, and they were in a very loggerhead with the governor. Not only that, it also happened to Wike when Wike came out on media to say that he cannot even control the army in his state. They will tell you the order is coming from so person. Do you know that all Joseph Kanu today can command army in Abia State, despite not being a governor of Abia State? So that is why I say Nigeria has become so dangerous for humanity. Nigeria has come to that level, becoming so dangerous for any reasonable person. There is no guarantee of life. If such thing can be allowed, a wealthy businessman can send Nigerian military on mission in any state. How many of you know this? They can send, they can call, he can walk, easily go to the barracks and ask the commander of the barracks, give me 50 soldiers. I want to go and deal with my business partner in one community. And they will give to him. Without governor of the state being aware of this kind of thing. So, you know, like what he asks about the whole thing, this is why I said, if Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it once at a time, if you don't end Nigeria, Nigeria will end you. This is Nigeria for you. This is a country that have no respect for human life. They value not any human life at all. And sometimes I used to wonder, what kind of leaders do we find in this part of Africa called Nigeria? Human life is nothing before them. And and this is very dangerous for any reasonable person or any human being to live within such society. What is going on in Nigeria by the army or by the police is terrible thing. We saw this thing earlier, and that is why most of us, people like me, walk away from the army. Because I cannot want to, let me say, want to exercise a duty professionally, decently. Why some group of people will be, will be pushing you toward their own direction of doing things by violating human rights, violating people's rights, dealing with people, mercilessly. This is what we see. And if you dare you try to do it right, you become a target. Go and ask anybody serving in Nigerian army that has human conscience. They will tell you. That's why most of people who expert today, they are serving in US, they are serving in Canada, they are serving in Holland. Most of our people walk away. Those who don't want to soil their hands, they walk away and go and secure a good life for themselves. Do you know the discussion I've been having with some of all these officers? They will be revealing so many things to you that you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Even them, even their life, they are not secure. They are not even, their life are not safe. Their life are not safe. What I think, you see, I am sure, I am really, really short of words on what is going on in Nigeria. It's a terrible thing. And I hope every people who want their people to secure a very good life in Nigeria or future, they should work hard to see that Nigeria is disintegrate. I'm telling, that is all I can tell people. There's no two words. I don't want to be. You see, what baffles me is Nigeria is a sovereign state, as they claim, and Nigerians has embassies everywhere in the world, as it's supposed to be as a nation. Somebody somewhere, in fact, okay, let's say imagine me now claiming responsibility on such brutal behavior in Abia State. Let me tell you, if I am not back with Nigeria government, if I am not sponsored with Nigeria government, in the next 2 hours, I will be picked up from here. All of us, you understand this thing. Somebody claim responsibility, and that person is still free. That will tell you that the chief of what do you call it?
Army stuff.
No, the defense, the chief, the general Musa, the defense minister, the defense army personnel who came up on who come on channel TV to shamelessly fool himself. What he did there was to fool himself, saying that somebody somewhere who claimed it must supposed to be, look at underline that language, supposed to be arrested, which means supposed to, which means the word is under probability. Either the person is arrested or maybe not be arrested. Then what is that? A whole office of that particular. Do you know the office of defense saying this kind of thing on the national television, telling the world, in other way, he is telling the world, we may got information on what really happened, but somebody somewhere may stop us from exercising the arrest. That's what that word means. He's supposed to. So, which means he is trying to telling them that this kind of person is supposed to be arrested for claiming the responsibility. So ask yourself, why haven't that person be arrested for claiming the responsibility? How many of you remember the case of Henry Oka? Henry Oka, the planted bomb, the group of Meiti Allah planted bomb in Abuja during the time of Jonathan administration. Henry Oka was in South Africa. And because of his working with the Fulanese, they paid him. And Jonathan is one of his brother. He claimed the responsibility. Wasn't he? Henry Oka was arrested, I think, within the 24 hours. He was arrested in South Africa. Today, Henry Oka is serving for claiming the responsibility of what Meiti Allah did and paid him. So if this Fulani, okay, because of Henry Oka is not a Fulani, is that reason why Henry Oka was touched and sent to jail in South Africa? Then this one is a Fulani. That is that they are telling us that Fulanis shall remain untouchable in Nigeria. That is what is significant. As far as you are Fulani, you can commit all manner of crime, you can kill anybody you want to kill, and go away with it. So that is all I can tell to Biafrans.
Thank you so much, Mazi, on this. Mazi, let me ask. The nonchalant attitude of Ohaneze Ndigbo and their carefree on the happenings and the ethnic cleansing on Igbo land is so hard or so mind-boggling. Why are these elders who claim to be the Igbo apex whatsoever? Why are they keeping quiet over the disappearance and the murdering of the Igbo youth? Is it because their children are not there? Or is it because their families or their family members were not involved? Why are these elders keeping quiet? Or does it mean that they don't want people who will replace them after, or is it because they are expecting some kind of political appointment? What exactly is the problem of the Igbo elders, the Ohanes and the Igbo, who are keeping so quiet about the ethnic cleansing going on in Igbo land today?
Okay, what I may say in my own view of their silent concerning what is going on in our land, you see, let me just use this word, and a betrayer and informant and an informant of against his own people does not have a voice of justice. I repeat, a betrayer or an informant against his own people does not have voice of justice. Ohaneze ndị Igbo normally supposed to keep quiet because their voice of justice have been sold in exchange of money. You can never eat your bread and have that bread back. It's not possible. Or the people say you cannot eat your cake and have it back. No. We should understand this. Most of the members of Ohaneze ndị Igbo, especially their leadership in Ohaneze ndị Igbo, everybody knew their program, we know their activities. The activities is to divide the eastern region and divide it very deeply, and they will be paid for their mission well done. This is the reason why they are formed. They are not there to defend anybody or defend any kind of or defend the eastern regional people. No, they are there to divide us very deeply. Earlier we understand this and tell ourselves the truth, better for all of us. I'm a kind of person, I don't like romancing world. I go to the world and say it the way it is. You can't beat me. Nobody can beat me. But we can fight. If you feel that what I said in terms of dishing out the truth is not, you are not comfortable with it, and you are man enough, then you stage me for fight. We fight. If you win me, the glory go to you. If I win you, then the glory come to me. Ohaneze ndị Igbo has remained the bad omen in our land, and they will continue to remain so. Because those ones they are recruiting coming behind them will do worse than them. I am telling the people, criminal, I don't believe that a born criminals changes. No, they can't change. This is what I always tell people. I said, criminals don't change, but they can change clothes. They can change clothes and look more better criminal than they were looking like before. So if anybody is waiting for Hanez Ndigbo to voice out the injustice going on against our people on our land, that person must be a daydreamer. That person must be a That was when they said they are going for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I was the first person that said, so this generation of Biafra can also buy this seat. Ohaneze ndị Igbo, lead by this. How many of you know the history of Emmanuel Iwanyanwu? Most of you don't know. Emmanuel Iwanyanwu is one of the people who have vowed to see that Igbo land will never receive any kind of development. I don't know the reason. Only God knows the reason, or if you can have opportunity to ask him why, go and read his history, his past history. These are the kind of people they are bringing their picture into this 21st century leadership as people, as elders who are representing the people from this part of religion, this must be a joke. So I don't expect anything good from them. That is my answer to you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mazi. Now we know that the activities of the Nigerian army against Ipob has been from one stage to the other. There was a time it was that IPOB will go on protest and then we go to shoot and kill the people. Now we resorted not to be going on protest and they changed their strategy. At a time, they got to the strategy of going about to the extent of publishing flyers campaigning against IPOB, going around the market. You see the soldiers shamelessly dancing on the streets, saying, do not support IPOB, IPOB is this, IPOB is that. Now they've graduated into breaking of different camps. Knows only God knows how those camps are being set up, and they will now make pictures of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and put there and say, "Oh, this is the we have broken into the camp of ESN." Even the last shameful camp that they went to, that you see written boldly, Biafra National Guard on that very camp. Yet they are tagging all these things on ESN. Does it mean that Nigerian security agency does not know who is IPOB, who is Biafra National Guard, or who is Biafra Liberation Army? Does IPOB have an army? So why are they doing all these things, tagging all these on IPOB and ESN?
Okay, my sister, let me tell you something here in that regard. Let me start from the time Nigeria Army began to print flyers, sharing in the marketplaces across Imo State, um, trying to campaign massively against the activities of IPOB. Let me tell you something. That was when they tell the people, they mistakenly tell the people that yes, IPOB have come to save. Anything, any program you see going on in the eastern region, in Biafra land, that Nigeria government come out trying to campaign against, that means that is only program that will benefit the people from there. When they were carrying out that program, I say yes, we have succeeded in sending these people message to carry campaign of promotion for IPOB. You may call it blackmailing. I call it promotional campaign for IPOB because anything, let me say it again. Anything you see Nigeria government is against in our land, that is where the safety and the future of our people lies. They know that we have come to fight for our people. We have come to make the life of our people better. We have come to teach our people what they have not known about life and about their society. So what they do is those politicians who want to enslave everybody, we meet with those commanders, those army chiefs, and tell them, please help us do this. Remember what I told you earlier in this program. They are trying every method to see the one they will succeed on. Remember, they have hired Tony Blair of the former British Prime Minister, Tony Blair. They hired him to use his foundation to write something against IPOB. IPOB went into that particular foundation page and debunked and lectured him and that particular foundation. And they later apologized to IPOB. We defeated them. Because Tony Blair, if you know, Tony Blair is one of the powerful man in this world that use propaganda and blackmailing against any country, against any people they want to use it for. That is what he used against Saddam Hussein of Iraq. But when it comes to IPOB, we defeated him and his foundation. So Nigeria state have tried, they are trying many angles. How can we blackmail these people? How can we blackmail these people? And we'll go and look into the new banners or new logo of autopilot. Those people, they call themselves autopilot somewhere. They have added it. Now they have added it IPOB autopilot. Go and check their platform. You will see what I'm talking about. They have added IPOB autopilot on their title. They just added it, I think, a few months ago. These are the sitting around the table of Nigeria state. What can we do? How are we going to do to indict IPOB? How are we going to become? They know that IPOB is doing it very perfectly. They know that we are doing what we are doing for security of our people and the future of our people. They know. But the problem here is now, may I call it jealousy? May I call it envy? May I call it ignorant? I don't know how I may put it perfectly. Now, the camp, look at the new intel. They have asked all of them now to go and bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu picture and enlarge it. That every camp, they point for them to go and video, because what they are doing, they are not going there to attack, because those camps are owned by them. And the guy they are using, they have instructed him to tell his boys, those people he recruits, because he was one receiving the money, they will transfer whatever he received to those boys. They have conditioned him to tell those guys to start putting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu picture on those camps. How many of you know this? I received this intel 2 weeks ago that they are going to start putting pictures of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the pictures of Chike Doziem. They are going to start putting it as days to come. You people will begin to see it as they boss the camp. They will now say, hey, look at the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they are working for him. So this is the level they have. These are the level they have descended themselves to. You know, they have reduced themselves to nothing. And we are waiting for that time to laugh at them, because we will laugh. Because, what do you call it? It's like you are going for a bank robbery. You now take your ID card. Does robbers have ID? So sometimes it's laughable. You can laugh over it. There's certain things you will see, you will laugh. All these camp, they are begin to boss and they be pointing and they say ESN, ESN. Everybody knows that ESN does not operate in that manner. All the camp of ESN is intact. Their camp is intact. ESN does not set a camp where they will go and demolish and begin to butcher cars, butcher people's bike to sell. No. ESN is strictly only for the Fulani terrorists in our bushes. Very simple. Very simple. And they know. The problem here is they want people to, they want, I don't know, how will I put this? They just want people to see that, oh, so ESN are like this, or IPOBs, they are like this. Okay, it's like what happened in Abia. We have opportunity to reach out to the family. There is a person I sent to the one of the family. Do you know what the senior brother of one of those guys said that died? He said, he told the person that they know that Nigeria killed. He said they know that Nigeria killed his brother. He said they know. There is nobody in Abia State that doesn't know. So all these things they are showing on media, people knows the truth, especially people from the eastern region know the truth. There is no black person there that doesn't know that IPOB meant well for that particular region. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazi. And away from that, because we will start drawing curtains now, we've stayed on this live program. So away from that, we want to take a look at the economy today, how the economic crisis deepens. We can see the inflation, we can see the prices of goods skyrocketing every now and then. You know, somebody said the other time that he bought some goods, he has paid and left it only to go and get something to come back to carry his already paid goods. They told him that no, the price has increased. And because of this, IPOB have looked at it, there is no other way that Biafrans can be safe from food shortage. And we are now encouraging people to go into farming. That we can even see the Southwest governors are also already on that, trying to uh, go into food security for the Western region. But as we can see that Nigeria is being, I don't know if they have monetized them, because they said that the monetization of Facebook will begin this June. Mazi, is there any way you can relate this monetization to IPOB encouraging people to go into agriculture?
Thank you very much. You see, this is what I said that Britain, we need to fear. Is any human being or people that doesn't fear Britain? That means that those people does not know where their pain is coming from. You see, the announcement of monetizing Facebook in Nigeria is in line to divert the attention of those that want to invest in agriculture. You know, these people, they have studied our people properly. They have studied our people to the point that they want to create a kind of generation that will be that will be completely wasted. The kind of position I call it wastage or wasted generation. That's kind of where they want to direct this particular generation to. Do you know why now they are considering of monetizing all Facebook? If they do that, you will begin to see nonsense on Nigeria Facebook space. You will begin to see something that will be, you will be look at it, it will look very disgusting. Watch it out. And those who supposed to go in agriculture, they will now begin to deceive them. Now you want to be farmer. Where people are making money on the air, you will see them. They have come. It is going to, as soon as they officially implement that particular announcement or decision or plan, you are going to see that word I said a few years ago come to manifest. You are going to see families acting pornographic film on Facebook. You are going to see it in Nigeria. I said it before. I said it's going to happen. In order way to earn a living. And what will happen? Still, that will not be the solution. Food price inflation will hit the ground to the point that even prostitution will now become order of things in that particular place. We know their plan, and the only thing I can contribute on this issue is to tell our people to ignore whatever that concern this kind of internet earning of living, to face the reality. They should face the reality and know that no nation, no people survive without food. Food is very, very important. If you come to this country where I am, they are farming massively. They supply food to EAU. They supply food to some other Europe country. This is what this country survive with. Farming, agriculture. So I don't see how these two things are connected together. It's not connected together. These people, they are doing everything because they know that when you feed properly, you will be reasonable. Have you tell me a hungry person that is perfectly reasonable? His reasoning will not be, it will not be potent. The reason of a hungry person can never be potent. Never. Because hunger damages brain. If you have a small baby that the family is feeding well, look at how that baby will be smart, both in walking and earlier crawling smart. But look at the baby that lack malnutrition. You will see that baby very slow in nature. So this is a very IPOB. We know what we are doing. And I thank the leadership of this very movement, knowing the time to tell our people and advise our people. If our people like, let them take the advice and massively go into agriculture. And that is why ESN is there to ensure there will be no excuses of killing. Because like what is going on in Zamfara and in the northern state are going to, hunger is going to hit them. Because ISWAP, Meeti Allah, Boko Haram, they have come together to ensure that there will be no famine in the north. Anybody go and ask farmers there now. Farmers have quit their farming business in the north. Because if they go to farm, they kill them there. That's the new strategy now. Exactly the strategy the Igbo politicians want to introduce in Biafra land. They wanted to station this. That's why people like Jovistar Kanu, when others are going to abroad to bring investors, the only investment that Jovistar Kanu brought to Abia State is to bring in moderate finance in our land.
Same thing with Governor of Enugu State.
Yeah, the same thing Governor of Enugu State is trying to do in Enugu now.
And Hope Uzodinma as well.
Yes, to bring moderate finance so that when our farmers go to farm to produce food, they will be able to kill them there. And nobody on earth will see, it's only three that will tell, I'm coming to cut you down. The tree will stand. It's only three. No human being will tell, okay, if I go to farm, I may die. Who will go now and who will go to the farm that will volunteer himself to die? That is what is happening in the north. That's why you can see pepper now. Today, pepper, small pepper, 4 pieces of pepper, 500 naira. Somebody show it. Somebody make a video. 4 pieces of pepper, 500 naira. Tell me how our people is going to survive this kind of situation. How much are they earning? Those who are working, how much are they earning? This is what you have to calculate. That to tell you that there is conspiracy to enslave the people completely. You know, sometimes when a Nigerian will say, during the time of slave, I laugh. somebody is in the new level of enslavement, even more brutal and more harsher than the time he is describing, and he is referring himself as during the time of slave. So what are you now? Where they pay you 30,000 naira as a minimum wage, and a bag of rice is 90,000. So which slave is more than that? Even the white slave masters are more even merciful now than these black slave masters in Nigeria. I call the politicians in Nigeria black slave masters, very, very brutal. For me, I will advise average in Nigeria, if white slave era comes back again, they should submit themselves to the white than to submit themselves to black. Because black slave masters, they will kill you, harvest your organ. And you understand me? They will kill you and harvest your organ and sell. But white slave masters, they will only enslave you to work for them, and they will feed you well. They will feed you well for you to have power to work for them. That's the only thing I can tell them. It's a parable. So let them use their tongue and count their teeth. Thank you.
Mazi, you've done so wonderfully well today. Thank you so much. We know that now you can see not just only the politicians bringing in these people to occupy our farmlands, but also the ethnic cleansing is also going to affect our farming system or our agriculture this year, because you can see that it is the youths that we help in this cultivation, that the soldiers are also disappearing. So you can see that the terrorists are at our territories encroaching our bushes and our farmlands, being encouraged by our politicians who will pass the bill in the House for open grazing or ban the grazing, because even the ban is a fake one. The ban is a fake one, because you still see people like Pete and Bob protecting these terrorists who have come to kill our people. So as they are in our bushes doing this, the Nigerian soldiers are on the streets and on in the marketplaces and in our homes, also disappearing these youths who will assist in cultivation or in encouraging agriculture. So it is going to also affect our people. But I will want you, before we leave, I will want you to kind of advise our parents and also encourage our youth concerning agriculture.
Okay, thank you very much. The only word I have to tell them is agriculture is very, very important. And when you engage in agriculture, even you be the one to control what the billionaires and the millionaires eat. These are the area that our people does not understand. That's why in abroad or in a developed world like this place where we are, farmers are more richer than any other businessman. People don't understand this secret because the billionaires eat, the millionaires eat. Those that deal with oil, those oil dealers, they also eat. So whatever you do, you must eat. So at the end of the day, you find out that the person who engages in agriculture rule over everybody. Yes, they rule over every damn person. No matter how much you have, you will eat. If you don't have, you will eat. Earlier, people understand this thing why they should engage in farming and make their life comfortable. You see, if there is anywhere where people can engage in a massive farming, you will see in future, you will see the benefit of those things. And not now that the world have advanced. There are certain things you will plant now, you will harvest it on time if you want. So what they should be doing is, thank God, YouTube today is another educative platform. Many people doesn't know. Whatever you want to learn in this life now, concerning agriculture, concerning what you need to do, you go to the YouTube and search what you want. You'll find it in YouTube. YouTube will teach you all those things very perfectly. You look there, you go to the practical ground and do what you practice what you have learned in YouTube. Many of us doesn't know that. This is not the time people will say you want to organize a lecture, 2 weeks or one month forum. You come and pay 50,000 to learn this. Come and pay 50,000. I don't want to spoil anybody business. I don't want to. I have told that people. I say the world have passed that stage. Instead of you paying somebody 50,000 to go and organize class, how to do this, how to do it, why can't you use 15,000 to subscribe on YouTube and learn the same thing and learn it even perfectly? Because that one will be hiding some certain things to you. Because that person who is teaching you, who is organizing that class to collect 100,000 from you, he will not teach you all so that you will not know all. Where did he learn it from? Most of them learn it also from the YouTube. So I'm just opening our people's eye towards this angle. So my word of encouragement to our people is let them follow the directive of IPOB leadership and know that this very movement of IPOB for Biafra full freedom and independence cannot mislead anybody. We are here for them to make their life better, to protect, and to secure them, both their life and properties. This is all. I'm not hearing you. It's like you muted yourself. You muted yourself. Your voice is not coming out of air. No voice, no voice, no voice.
Please check your message. The payment there went out. That's why contact us. We'll be back in the next 5 minutes. Check your WhatsApp. I know. Please check your WhatsApp. Wait for this. Let's just hold on. Let us hold on. It went out. That's why I have nothing to do.
Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So, should I go ahead of the program or to sign out? Okay, okay. Great Biafrans, and I think you have to come put me on the listing. Yeah, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. In conclusion on what we are talking about, In conclusion on what we are talking about before our sister's connection got hanged, you see, we must we must follow the directive of this very movement by the leadership of IPOB, because it's very, very important that everything they have said so far concerning the happenings or that is going to happen in Nigeria always come true. So, in this regard, I believe that there's nothing they said that they have the more intel, and that's why they may say you, okay, look at what you should do and look at what we shouldn't do. So we should call it a duty to always follow their directive, and everything will be fine with us. So, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom, we stop here today, and may Chukwu Okike Abiyama keep on blessing us. Remember that the members of DOS will be coming on live broadcast today by 7:30 p.m. Biafra time. Thank you, great Biafrans, and have a wonderful week.